Good evening, viewers, and welcome back after a semi-short break to Scarred Lands Dead Man's Rust with Red Scar Publishing and Friends. I'm your GM for tonight, Mark Langworthy, Creative Director over at Red Scar Publishing, and I'm here with my wonderful crew. I'll hand over to them to introduce themselves, beginning with Paco.
Hello, I am Paco from GMS Magazine. I'm still hay fever ridden. Sorry about that. And you can find me on Twitter. I am at GMS Magazine, where I would be delighted to make your acquaintance, or in Facebook, where I spend way too much time. And by all means, do check out the YouTube channel and the website gmsmagazine.com. And I play Pacandra, who is a manticore that is like a cat folk kind of person with boundary issues and a deep, deep misconception of what the world actually is about.
I can't imagine that would ever get you into trouble, Pacandra.
No, I am innocent and sweet like a marshmallow.
Thank you very much. Welcome back. Hand over to Liz.
Hi everyone, I am Liz. I am the owner of Angry Hamster Publishing. I make games. I am also a friend of Red Scar and have done some work for them on the Hellboy role-playing game.
Reset the clock!
I am playing Amalia. She is not that type of cleric. And she has been conspicuously missing over the past few sessions. But at least I, Liz, am very happy to be back.
Yes, I've not met that type of cleric yet either, so it should be an interesting game in that front tonight. Welcome back. Hand over to Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex. You can find me on Twitter at Libertiote. I don't own an RPG publishing thing. I just work here. And I will be playing Captain Ithilum Mahalas, a Triton from the Blood Sea who has totally not at all taken on the power of a dying Titan and does not have anger management issues at all. Captain of the There and Back Again. It is there and it will be coming back again.
Thank you, Alex. And last but very much not least, hand over to Terry.
Hi, I'm Terry Morn. I teach games at Plymouth College of Art. I also create under the name of Evil Morris Man for such titles as the Hellboy game, which is fantastic and you must get. And I play Grapholith Gol, a paladin with an identity crisis. He's part Smite bot, part completely confused. And it's my duty to kind of keep Pacandra on the straight and narrow.
Well, at least try as much as you can. But yes, like I say, welcome back. We've had a short break. We're easing our way back into Dead Man's Rust tonight, but we should be back with full sessions next week, beginning at 7 p.m. GMT, which is 2 p.m. I believe EDT for Americans, or people watching in North America. We've been playing for a number of sessions now. The crew began in Leone many weeks ago. It's hard to believe we've been going for this long, really, to be honest. But
a very different crew started in Leone.
A very different crew started in Leone, yes. And there were a series of unfortunate events as they made their way south towards a region called the Broadreach Horizon and the Hornsaw Forest. One of those unfortunate events saw the death of 3 party members in one session.
6 nat 20s.
I still blame Foundry. No, we use the wonderful Foundry virtual tabletop for our battle maps and dice rolling. Although I do joke, I do blame Foundry for 6 natural 20s in one session, which led to the demise of 3 party members. So we've had a complete kind of change around, as mentioned in the crew. They finally made their way to the Horse Clan village on the edge of the Hornsaw Forest, where they're kind of at the culmination of the early part of the quest, which was to escort a forest dwarf named Drodoki to his retirement home. And since then, they've picked up a kind of new quest, which they were aware of anyway through one of the fallen party members, to help the Hollow Legionnaires investigate some strange disappearances and occurrences amongst their very, very peculiar species at the moment. So that's kind of where we left it. The crew have gathered equipment and supplies at the Hollow Legionnaire camp outside of the Horse Clan village, and at that point they're pretty much ready to part, and at that point we'll bring Amalia in to catch up with the crew. So Amalia, we basically kind of left the Ganges in that you'd gone off to investigate something within the Ganges as the party made their way to the Horse Clan village, and you the last kind of discussion you had with them was that you'd meet them at the Horse Clan village. So they've kind of stored themselves for a few days waiting for you to arrive, and you've travelled now south from the Ganges itself to meet the rest of the crew at the Horse Clan village. And as you're approaching, you can see you've been in this region for a good few hundred years now yourself, so you've probably at least known of the Horse Clan, if not visited this region before, particularly during the Divine War. So you've kind of got vague memories of this area looking slightly different to your recollection, but you recognise the Horse Clan village. And just outside, you can see a new encampment. You can see rows and rows of very precisely pitched tents, and you can see Hollow Legionnaires either practicing or in amongst the tents, or practicing swordplay, or marching in between them, and a very alert guard walking the perimeter.
All right. No signs of my friends. Like no small fires in the distances I see. I don't hear the sounds of like a tavern brawl somewhere, or
You don't. There's no signs of imminent chaos or any disasters underway. But you do pick up a high-pitched shout. Like, I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings.
yeah.
You certainly certainly recognise Pakandra's timber from amongst the tents.
Feelings. Sure. I start walking that way towards the sound of feelings, much to my chagrin.
You're muted, Paco. Sorry.
At what point do I see Malia arrive or approach?
You see a couple of you see the guards. You've got used to the guards on the perimeter. They're, like I said, they have a very precise military pattern to this encampment. But you see two of them veer off, which kind of catch your attention because it's unusual. And as they veer off, you look up beyond them, and you do see Amalia strolling in from the trail.
I pounce toward her with open arms, and I tell the guards, "This is my friend." And once she put her hand inside a friend of mine to heal him. Well, yeah, I think it was to heal him because he survived, and after that, he didn't have a sickness anymore or a monster inside. I can't remember. But hi, I'm sorry, happy to see you.
So yeah, you see Amalia. You see two Hollow Legionnaires strolling towards you, not looking too threatening, but their arms across, a slight inquisitive frown upon their face, and then burst in between them is the ball of fur that you've come to know and recognise as Pakandra.
Hello.
And the Hollow Legionnaires are kind of like shoved aside and looking a bit startled as Pakandra bursts through.
I say hello to them, and then I kind of wave the guards off, and I say, yes, yes, I'm magic, don't you see?
You can vouch for this.
Yeah, she's cool. I mean, she wants to
Lady?
pretend that she's nasty and everything, but no, she's good. She's my friend, and I like her.
I'm good. I'm liked.
We'll report your arrival to Ravana, but we leave your friend in your care.
Well, in my care, I think that needs a bit of definition. Just in my, I will look at her from times and just let her know that I love her very much from time to time, kind of way.
No, by care we mean that you're vouching for her, not causing any trouble within camp, and perhaps you'd like to give a short guided tour.
Oh, I can give it a guide. Yes, definitely. That bit I can do.
Then we should take news of Amalia's arrival to Ravana.
Okay.
And they spin on their heel and stomp off.
They are nice. Look, Amalia, they are very good. They're very nice people. You just have to make sure you don't kill anybody.
Mm.
Can you do that?
We'll see how it goes.
No, you have to promise me. I vouched for, and I have to give you the tour.
I promise I will not murder anybody while I'm here.
Thank you. You see, you can be nice.
Of course. I've always been nice.
Well, don't push it. But okay, I'm not going to drink a beer anymore because I had a beer once and it was very, very, unforeseeable what happened after that, and I don't want it to happen again. But I think I can have a juice, and you can have my beer. Would you like my beer?
Sure.
I'm meant to give it to Captain Fish. You don't know Captain Fish.
Captain Fish?
Yeah, we have a fish now.
You have a fish?
Yeah, I do, but don't put water on his gills. He doesn't like it.
I take the beer from them and I like sniff it to see if something's been put in it.
No, look, let me bring you to him. Look, he's over there. Come. So
all right.
I go and I hi, Captain Fish. This is my friend Amalia. She's very nice, but she needs a shower. Maybe you can take her to the ocean with you, and that way she can come out a bit cleaner and you can make friends. Perhaps?
Chandra, I'm intrigued. Are you aware that you're talking with your outside mouth?
Yeah. Is that bad?
Time will tell.
Okay. I want the juice.
So Imala stood before you is a 5'3", semi-translucent skinned with very fine, small scales, kind of reddish gills along their kind of stout neck, large circular kind of oval-shaped eyes that are red within red, flat nose, and skin kind of taut under over a skeletal structure, wearing this. It was a nice coat. It's been modded to the point, and it's got several stab wounds in it, and it's still technically a coat, but the sleeves are different sizes. But it kind of works if you squint at it.
I say, this is your fish, and you own him?
No, because I don't own him. Come on.
You said we have a fish.
Yeah, in the party. He's a friend. He's with us now. And he's also very nice. And he likes beer, like a lot. I think you're going to be fantastic together. You're going to be so much fun. It's going to be great. And Graflef is around as well.
But Kendra, you said you don't like beer. Have you tried whiskey?
No. Is it bad?
Cassandra, who is this? Hello, who are you?
Oh, Imalia. Look, this is Imalia. She was with us a little while ago, and then we had a problem. It was before you came out of the water, but we had a problem with a creature that was kind of inside another creature, and then I invented reflex magic when I did that, and I killed that creature, and then Imalia had to save that other creature, and then she put her hand inside and did and got out a chunk of creature, and then both one creature was dead and the other one was alive, but barely, and then we put a plaster on it, which is something I've just invented too, and then we were all happy.
31, 32. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Gravleth was there, and I miss Gravleth.
Right, so Amalia and Gravleth aren't land trees, but I'm sea fish.
Yeah.
Just good to know. Land cat.
Pretty much.
Right. Greetings, Amalia. I am Captain Mahalas, not Captain Fish, of the There and Back Again, and smiles, kind of lipless mouth, row upon row of very sharp teeth, and my arms are far too long.
Where's your ship, and what are you doing this far inland?
That is a very sensible question. I am, however, far too sober to go into the details right now.
Oh, you're one of those captains. All right. I passed Vikendra the whiskey I poured from my pack. I say it's best if you just drink it all in one go.
Okay, I can do that.
It burns.
A Constitution saving throw, DM.
Actually, I think I could do something like that. Yes.
This is like something I brewed in my bathtub, you know.
And it's fermented since the Divine War, maybe.
Just to get the right amount of stank on it.
Why is it labeled paint stripper?
You can infect wounds with this.
Yeah, double purpose. You'll be fine.
Your vision seems a bit kind of warped at the moment as well, Vikendra.
Okay.
I'll go and see if Gravleth has found his horses.
I will be over there. I think. Gravleth, I miss you. Oh my God, I'm so tall. Wow.
Inspecting the horses and readying the supplies on the brony ponies.
I have ponies.
Why would you bring it up again, dude? Why would you do that?
Because you reminded me.
And I've named them all. My particular favourite's Twilight Sparkle.
Excellent.
Yes, I'm getting advice and tips on grooming and feeding and shodding the horses and that kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of bigging out with the stable lads, I suppose.
Well, you've actually, with Varana, she's spending a little bit of time with you, inquiring about your order of all things, just trying to pass on, some military knowledge and care of the horses on the road. But yeah, she's taken the time out to offer you that advice and
Excellent. Greatly appreciated. In turn, I kind of ask her more about the situation here at the moment and kind of what they're currently having to deal with, on the basis of just having the conversation within the hall with all the clans.
Yeah.
So my main question for you is, at any point has the outcome of our conversation with the clans kind of put you further forward, or kind of put the brakes on what you're trying to achieve here?
I think, if I'm honest, that remains to be seen. We have some cooperation, I guess, in the fact that they let us investigate which seems odd to say, but they're allowing us to investigate the disappearance of our fellow soldiers. I'm hoping, although, I'm hoping against hope that our legionnaires are okay. But whatever has transpired and led to the disappearance, and hopefully we can recover them, can potentially bring us closer together with the clans. Is my hope.
There is one small issue, I believe, that a couple of my compatriots have sort of been ensconced and to escort a bard by the name of Judoki back to an X location before we can continue on our journey. Now, we need to kind of come up with either a contingency plan for this, whether he continues his journey with another escort, or whether we're given the time, to escort him before continuing on this mission.
I think your friends and yourselves did cover that at the meeting, Gravleth. So yes, it's understood that you'll be escorting Drodoki to honour that pledge to Drodoki, and return him or take him to his the free home where the dwarves dwell, and then yes, continue on and investigate.
Good, because I was worried there that we'd have kind of cross purposes at that point. I didn't want kind of what we had already agreed to do to kind of impact on what we've been asked to do. No, it's... Well, that's good news. And obviously having, the horses available to us is going to make, give a level of expediency to what we're trying to achieve currently.
Indeed, it's my understanding that Freeholm is only a few days south into the Hornsaw Forest, and then it's a hard journey east to reach the Reed clan, which is near the eastern edge of the Hornsaw.
Good. Well, hopefully, with Corian's blessing, we can get this all tied up relatively quickly.
Indeed. I have a feeling in some way that Corian has been with you since... not just with you, but with this particular mission in some way since your companions, or some of your companions, first left.
Oh, I certainly hope so.
Malas, you were making your way over to them.
Oh, I'm a land dweller. Oh, I get to call everything a fish. Oh, look at me breathing my air all the time as I just round the corner. Hello! Are these the land ponies?
Captain Mellis, yes, these are the ponies that I've requisitioned to expedite. This one's yours, the sandy-coloured one. That's Fluttershy.
Right.
And I think if you two can kind of build a relationship, then she'll carry you quite comfortably to where we need to be.
I'm sure.
Just think of it as a ship without sails and legs instead. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Well, hopefully it can't be too different to the aquatic equivalent.
By the way, when you sit on it, you face the way their head's facing. I'm just going to point that out at this point.
As is on the ship, thank you, yes.
Yeah, I didn't know. I wasn't going to assume. And I
apologies, I am defensive. I'm having a day, it would seem. Sorry?
Have they been calling you names again?
Pacandra has regressed to calling me Captain Fish. And there's a new person that apparently I don't know.
Oh, okay.
She hasn't mentioned having severed hands, but she seems like the type. Or maybe she knows Pacandra. So I'm sure severed body parts must be involved at some stage. That seems to be.
That sounds like an Amelia. That's fine. That's okay.
My central mentioned new arrival, but it got lost in our conversation. Sorry, Gravleth.
If there's as Malice kind of strides over to the horse and kind of tries locking eyes with it, which is really difficult.
Yeah, it whinnies and shies away.
See,
Yes.
it's not try kicking at you. You're going to be perfectly fine. I think you and Fluttershy get on perfectly together. Anyway, I think we better head back and kind of meet with and greet our new companion.
Give me a charisma check, Alex, for a first impression, I guess.
It's an intimidation check.
Oh, if you'd like to, it may not.
I think that's how Malice kind of runs their ship.
Okay.
I am the scariest thing on it. 22.
Okay.
I imagine that means we need a fourth horse then.
I established dominance. I do not blink first.
Yeah, no, it shies its head away, and then you kind of gently edge its head back towards you, and look it in the eye, and you can see it dips its head slightly, and one of its forelocks it tips down slightly, so you can see you've definitely not made a friend, but definitely let it know who is boss.
There we go. I think you're going to have a beautiful relationship. Wonderful. Well, let us go back to the Southern Plane.
Yeah, Ravana strolls with you back over to Pakandra and Amalia.
Coming in the door to what scene?
Is Pacandra seeing sounds yet? Oh, just.
No, well, it depends if there are any extra special herbs in there, I guess, Amalia.
I mean,
My first words are going to be, "What have you drunk this time?"
well, I mean, like if she wanted one of my cakes after she had some whiskey, you know, sometimes it's good to have a layer when you drink.
I was very tall just 5 minutes ago, and now I'm feeling kind of like if there is some sort of pressure here, like
Mm-hmm.
is that whiskey?
Is that what?
Oh, 1,000,001, 1,000,002, 2 hands. Why? Is this magic?
I don't know what Pacandra's been eating or drinking, but I might suggest that they ride with somebody for the time being. If you're leaving now.
Right. Where are we riding? Graveleth! Hello!
Pacandra.
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
I've tried whiskey.
Oh. Have you tried coffee?
I know. What is it?
I think you probably need some of that.
I
2 steaming cups of bean, please, bartender. I think we've got a small emergency here.
oh
Why don't you just let them enjoy themselves? They're young. This feels like a perfectly normal expression of youth to me.
I can have the. Have you been drinking Gravlith? This is Ravana.
I don't drink.
Okay, well I can have some of our troops brew some coffee, but I'm not. We don't have a bartender around here.
Well, let's have some coffee, please.
Hi, Ravana. Ravana, I think you are amazing.
I mean, we don't eat or drink, but we bring a small amount just for courtesy when people visit.
I think in this case, for medicinal purposes.
I put my hand on Ravana's shoulder and I just say, when I grow up, I don't think I want to be like you. But if I had children, I think I want at least one of them to be like you, because you're amazing. You're so strong, and undead is so cool.
Wait, is Ravana a hollow one?
Yeah.
So you'd want one of your children to die and be brought back to life?
Yeah, because then they would be like Ravana. Ravana is amazing because she's keeping everything in check, and she's very worried about all the Hollow Legionnaires, and she doesn't want them to die either. And I don't want them to die either because I miss my friends. I miss Doris. So I don't want them to die. I miss my friends so much now. Why am I missing my friends now? I was so happy a minute ago.
Did you say
You know what helps with that? More whiskey.
No, I don't think so.
Did you
Maybe,
say you had some food, Amalia?
Yes.
I think
I passed the Kendra a cake.
you might want to give them some food, and I'll go and sort the coffee.
Excellent
What?
idea.
What is this?
It's a spice cake.
Okay.
It's just half. Just half. I take
I have
the
the whole
other
thing.
half.
No. I just have the whole thing.
It's fine.
You know, like a monster, cookie monster.
I'm assuming this is a special spice cake, Amalia.
Of course, it's a special spice cake.
How long should it take to kick in?
Up to an hour.
Okay, so I can
It depends.
I can still be drunk.
Give me a contract from it anyway.
I can't check.
If it's one of the normal spice cakes, normally up to an hour. Yeah.
Why does this cake have blue crystals in it?
Sorry, contract.
Okay, go check. Save it through or maybe
Yeah,
check?
con saving throw. Sorry, I did use the wrong term there.
I
Okay.
no.
I take another cake out of my bag. I break it in half and I eat half. I hold out the cake to Graffeleth and Alex, what's your character's name?
Mahalos.
Mahalis.
A question for you actually. What effect is that cake meant to have? Because I have no idea. Is it meant to be a tranquilizer? Is it meant to be a cocaine thing? What is it meant to be?
In my mind, it's like a space cake.
Yeah.
So it depends how Picandra is when she's high or when they're high.
Ooh. So okay. So I'm okay. Hi. Oh. Okay.
Well,
God.
I mean, you've had a drink and now you've had a special cake, so I think.
Oh, and you're gonna get. Oh, yeah. That's not a
Do you
great.
need some rope for Cloud 9 that you're on? Or are you going to be able to make it back home?
I can see dogs. I am a dog now. I'm meant to be a dog. What a dog.
So I think,
What is?
yeah, I think for me it's just going to be a case of, with the mixture, Picandra slowly drifting into a deep sleep. It's going to take you a good while to awaken from.
Well, before that, you start to see me talk to something that's meant to be beside me, and it's called Card. And we're having a very animated conversation about the stars and matted fur and all the little insects that are surrounding me that are right now very, very bright indeed. And why are the trees pink all of a sudden? The leaves are talking and have eyes.
Yeah. And as part of that conversation, you also, on the other side of you see an elderly Leone come into view, who introduced themselves as Sakura.
Hi.
And then that's where you slide into unconsciousness. Ravana reappears with coffee I mean, at this point, Picandra's still active, so she's handing around the coffee. But she looks rather suspiciously at Picandra now as well. More whiskey while I was away, perhaps?
I think it's a land cat thing.
I'm just taking my half of my cake, dunking it in the coffee, eating it.
I have no opinion at this point. I'm just watching.
Well,
So, Imal, did I hear that right? You're offering Malice half.
Yeah. Like the other half I offered to you guys.
Yeah. So with taloned fingers slowly breaking bits off and dropping it in like it's a live mouse to like crumb by crumb.
None for you, shiny armor.
It's a kind offer, but no, thank you. That's okay.
What, you don't like cake? You don't?
It were only cake.
It was also a party in your mouth.
I'm sure it is. No, it's kind of you to offer and include me, but thank you.
Yeah. It's easier to just brood by yourself, I guess.
Were we getting on horses? We had places to be. We had a dwarf to relocate.
Here, watching you youngsters make fools of yourselves.
Oh, Judagoku, we've been given a pass. Apparently we can take you where you need to go before starting on our mission. So that's all squared away. So that's kind of that sorted. I'm pleased with that, and I can see you with everyone here and make sure you get to where you need to be first. So that's good. Okay. I'll just go off and brood in the corner then.
I'll sit here and celebrate my youth.
Are we going to let them sleep that off, or are we going to leave now?
Well, Picandra's fairly adept at sleeping on the back of the cart, so I think I'll just shove him on the back of the cart if you want.
Yeah, I can drive the cart, I guess. They can sleep it off.
That means, Amalia, you get to ride on Pinkie Pie.
What?
The pony.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you'll get on famously.
Right.
Maybe
I'll just go ride Pinkie Pie then.
You can fly home. Right. Okay. So I'll wrangle the horses and bring them to, and if Captain Mahalis would try and put my cat friend onto the back of the cart, we can get going, Dragoki.
With pleasure. I am not gentle.
Picandra, do you turn into a liquid as he tries to wrangle you?
Pretty much, even though I kind of become slightly, conscious at some point, and I just whenever I look at Sudoku, I just, Grandpa, hi.
See, what I'm seeing is the scene from Bedknobs and Broomsticks where they're under the water playing football.
I just catch that thing that's in front of me, and they fall on the cart, and I just. I've never been high, so I've no idea what.
Yeah, well, Ravana sees you kind of none too gently handling Picandra towards the cart, and she details a couple of legionnaires to help take the weight.
At which point I introduce Amelia to her horse.
Oh, this is a thing where I need to be introduced.
Yes. Well, you have to find some kind of relationship or working relationship with the horse, even if it's not an empathic one. But this is Pinkie Pie, and she'll be carrying you for the foreseeable journey, and I'm sure you'll get on famously.
I look at the horse.
Make it awkward.
I look back at you. I look back at the horse and say, "This won't be a problem, will it?" To the horse. I guess the horse doesn't reply to me. I look back at
It
you
snorts.
and I say, "Very well. This
Good.
seems fine."
I hope so. I hope you get on well. Okay, let's mount up.
Yes. Time to mount my Pinkie Pie.
Come on, Twilight Sparkle.
You're seen from the Legionnaires' encampment. Ravana actually strolls to the edge and gives your warriors salute as you leave. You actually head around the Horse Clan. The route takes you around the Horse Clan village, and then you pass below the eaves of the Hornsaw Forest, heading deeper into the wood. Imala, you certainly know legends and stories of this place from post-Divine War, with it being such a devastated place, as it was poisoned and twisted by the Mother of Serpents' blood, the Titaness Mormo. So she was kind of literally rent asunder, and her blood was and viscera were just soaked into the forest. So the trees here can literally leak blood. The leaves and vines can slice, and most of the creatures are twisted. So you have these strangely mutated titanic beings again under its eaves. But in amongst all of that, you have the clans of the elf clans of the Broadreach. So you take your first few steps into the Hornsaw. Is there anything anybody would like to in particular? Other than Bakandra, who's snoring quite well from the back of the wagon.
Chidoki, maybe this is the time for a traveling song.
Ah, yes, excellent. Haven't had much to sing about in a few days, have we? We've been so busy with meetings and politics and such. He gathers up his flute, starts to play a low tune, a little bit of a travelling ditty, and strikes up something that hopefully puts a spring in your step as you're quite trepidatious entering the under the eaves of the Hornsaw.
Very inspiring.
And he tries to keep it going for as long as he can.
I guess.
I hope I'm high enough at this point, Mark.
Dead faced at the back there, kind of begrudgingly travelling along on their horses.
So what's the kind of party order? I guess the wagon's in the middle?
Yeah, wagon in the middle, I'll take point.
Yeah. Amalia and Mahalas?
I'm probably towards the back, occasionally referring to other Shmi of not to get any ideas, which is the horse.
Yeah, it's
and occasionally trying to pop my ears because no one should be at this altitude. It's just it's ungodly.
Well, you're kind of used to the rolling motion of the horse, but you're used to facing it on two legs, not on your backside. So there's a little bit of strange sensation to you.
Yeah,
but your horse,
there's no cutlery to balance as the table moves. It's really kind of looking for things for my hands to do.
But the horse seems to be towing the line at the moment. It's plodding along quite nicely behind the wagon. Occasionally, it turns one eye to look at you. But it's behaving quite well. Amalia, your horse seems to want to wander off occasionally.
She's her own person. Whenever I just, let her do what she needs to do.
Yeah.
And ever so often when I get close to my goal is to be next to the to the cart and just ever so often use my thaumaturgy to like have weird ominous whispers around Bacandra, so she has like a really weird trip. Just like, so she's just like, she has like the best, or sorry, my apologies, they have like the best like 17-year-old, like what just happened to me, holding on to like the cart, like this is going to be the weirdest experience I've ever experienced type thing. But you know, if my horse feels the need to just follow her bliss, I'm going to let that happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like I'm half too high and half too sober for this.
So your horse, she does wander off, take a nibble at the odd branch. You start to fall behind the main group, quite quickly, just allowing the horse to do what she wants to do. She does follow the trail, but yeah, you soon find yourself, you know, a good few hundred meters away, good few hundred feet away from them. And that's your horse seems quite happy with that distance between you.
Can I hear the singing?
Yeah, you can hear it.
Oh.
Trees, yeah. It's muted.
Oh.
It's muted. It's muffled, but
okay. I'm happy with this distance too.
okay. She seems a bit of a kindred spirit where she's quite happy to be in her own little bubble, but still be on the perimeter.
Cool.
On the periphery. Bacandra, yeah, you're kind of in and out of consciousness as the cart bounces and jostles across various roots or bumps in the road. Occasionally you're pretty sure some of the trees are leering down at you and trying to reach for you. Some of the shadows which you've had experience with before seem to creep up over the edge of the wagon, then they're trying to grab you. You can hear ominous whispers in and out of the branches of the trees and the trunks. But through it all is this elderly your name, your species come completely out of my mind.
Manticore?
Elderly Manticore, who sat holding your hand.
Hello. Who are you?
Of course, I'm Sakura.
Hi, Sakura. I think the world is wonderful.
It is, and so did your friend Vivian, which is why I'm here to look after you.
You met my friend.
Yes, it's okay. Just go to sleep and ignore the nightmares. They're not real.
I don't want to have nightmares when I miss my friends. I want to bring them back so I can tell them how much I love them. Is that okay?
It is okay. Vivian wanted me to come back in some fashion as a... she was taking me to speak to the Holy Legionnaires, so I think if you're on a quest to return your friend's souls to their bodies, it's a...
Yeah, because I have a jar with bits of them inside in my backpack, so I can hold hands with them whenever I feel like I need to, feel loved. So I can hold hands with them again and know with.
I think, well, for me, it's a good thing I did. That's possibly why I can speak to you now. I don't know how I was able to speak to Vivian, but...
But wait, are you here?
Your hand kind of phases right through him.
My God! You're real! What was in that cage? Okay. I feel all of a sudden a lot more refreshed. I really was not expecting to talk to a ghost.
Adrenaline kick.
Okay.
So as that adrenaline kicks in and you kind of feel your senses coming back into focus, Sakura drifts a bit out of focus.
Go. Please don't go.
I'll be traveling with you. I'd still like someone to represent me with the whole Legionnaires, and hopefully we can speak again soon.
How?
I don't know. However, you were able to speak to me now.
Oh my God, Emalia is amazing. That's my friend Emalia's doing this. Oh, I think this is something to do with the cake or the whiskey and the spices.
And the body parts. Don't forget the body parts.
Yeah, but they are on my backpack.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're happy for me to travel with you and
Yeah.
speak occasionally.
Yeah, or anytime. Yeah, because you're like the link to Vivian, right?
Like,
I like that. I feel
yeah.
very reassured.
Vivian wasn't crazy, you know.
I know she wasn't. I think she was lovely. She was a bit, I don't know, like weird, but she was lovely. Okay, so okay, well, don't go, please. Just stay with me, okay? And I'll introduce you later to Grafleth because he's the closest thing to what would happen if Vivian and my other two friends had a child and grew up. I think that's what would come out, and that's very nice. I think it's nice.
I'm just
Bit stiff,
trying to picture
but
this
nice.
now.
I can introduce you to Grafleth. He's nearby. Grafleth, are you there?
You can hear Picandra shouting from the wagon. Still slightly slurred.
Right. I'll
And croaky.
head back on my proud horse.
Yeah. Drop
I've even taken to the point of holding my lance with the tiny flag on it. Completely Prince Valiant about the whole thing.
Grava, is this person behind us with the coconuts with you, or just...
Is that an African or European swallow?
Yeah.
And I'll go if I hear him calling. I will attend to him.
You drop back beside the wagon, and Picandra's kind of paw pokes above the edge of the.
I look, Grafleth, Sakura, Grafleth, Sakura. This is my friend Grafleth. He's
So you
very
can
nice.
see the slightly hazy, wavery Sakura waving at Gravleth, and Gravleth to you, Picandra's pointing at nothing. It's just
Is
air.
Picandra,
Uh-huh.
do you have a spirit friend? Is this what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Is this thing attached to you? Is it bothersome? Do I need to do something about it for you?
No. She's my friend. You know, remember how I told you about my friends David, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, so Vivian met Sakura, and we all thought that Vivian was crazy, but she wasn't. But now you can think I'm crazy if you want to. But this is Sakura. Hi. You can say hi. She can hear you. She's nice. She's very nice. I don't want her to go because she's kind of the missing link with her friends. So don't hurt her, please. Please.
To be honest, I feel a bit awkward communicating with spirits.
Why? She's nice.
I don't know. It just feels a bit odd.
I'll tell you about it. I didn't know I could see her until about 5 minutes ago. I think Molly has something to do with it.
Well, I mean, I have no real problem with it, and if you find it a comfort, then that's fine. But as soon as it becomes bothersome, you know.
No. It's going to be fine. Trust me. It's going to be absolutely fine. She's lovely.
As long as you're happy with it. But as soon as you become unhappy with it, let me know.
Oh my God, you've been nice. I know this is a very weird way of doing it, but you're actually being nice. You're caring about me.
I think I'm supposed to be.
Okay. But don't do it because you have to. You have to do it because you want to, but not because you have to. You don't have to be nice. You don't care about me. I can take care of myself. I think.
Okay.
But anyway, thank you for being there.
As long as you're all right.
I am okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why does everybody ask me that? Don't I look okay?
To be honest, I've seen you better. And I would just be very careful about the things you take from Amalia in future.
Okay.
I don't think her
okay.
intentions are. Well,
Okay, I tell you what. Okay, so I tell you what. Before I take anything from Amelia from now on, I can ask you to try it for me first, so everything is fine.
I don't think that's a good idea either.
Well, so what would be a good idea?
Just say no.
But that's rude.
When people offer you things that you feel that you shouldn't take, you just say no.
But that's rude because they're being nice.
Not everybody in this world is after your best interests.
But you are.
And certain things can lead you on a very slippery path. So you have to be careful about what crowds you get involved with.
Well, with you lot, we have a fish and we're kind of, I think she's a clown.
That's the other thing I was going to have a word with you, Pikandra.
Uh-huh.
I don't think fish is the proper nomenclature for our new friend. I think you're better off just referring to him as his name is Captain Mahas. I think he's earned the title and I think you should use it.
Can I just say Captain? Because I think Malus is kind of like a very weird name. Like
the fish pronoun isn't working for him, and I think we should look to that.
Okay. But do you think? But do you think that people are going to know that he's a fish just by looking at him, right?
But he's not a fish, is he?
He looks like one.
He's clearly a triton. I mean, he's told us as much.
What?
A triton.
I don't know what that is.
When he introduced himself.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't listening.
And he also gave us his name.
Yeah, but it's very difficult. Mahal. And that he's going to throw up. That's the sound I make when I'm going to throw up one of my furballs.
It doesn't mean you shouldn't try.
I'm just going to call him Captain, okay? Is that a good compromise for you, Captain?
Yep, that's
no fish,
fine.
Fish.
Fine.
Just
At least
Captain.
call him by his title.
Okay. Can I call him Fish when he cannot hear me?
No.
Oh.
Or at least not when I can hear you.
Come on. Okay.
I'm glad to see you're more yourself now.
Fine. Be nice. I will call him Captain for now on. But Mahal.
Stop doing
it. You've never puked a furball before.
That's not what you're doing, and don't try and pull one over me. You're being rude.
Damn, you kind of worse than my dad. I'm gonna call you Dad from Daddy Graflef.
If you must.
I don't think I must, but it's kind of fitting because you've been very daddy-like to me.
No, you've made some foolish decisions recently, and I'm just looking after you.
Oh, see why I have to love you.
Stop being.
I say, no, they're loving that. You know what I mean. Don't just twist my words.
Okay.
Okay, can we go down and see our friends?
Yeah, I've said what I have to say. I'll say no more.
Oh, thank you. No, you can say anything you like. It's fine. It's a free speech. I think everybody should be able to say what they want. Nearly.
No more fish.
No, not Banshees. Banshees do the shit because, yeah.
Okay.
It's at that point
I ride on back up front.
It's at that point, as you're about to push forward of the wagon again, you look over your shoulder and you see Mahalis kind of take a swig from a bottle and tip it to you.
Captain, can I talk to you a second?
Shmi, we are moving forward at a stiffer pace. 2/3 ahead full, please, Shmi.
No, I just want to say I
catch up with the cart and then...
Look, I have had a word with Grafleth, and it seems that I have mispished you, I think that's the kind of the word. And I believe now that you are no longer a fish. So I am not going
I
to
never
call you
was
fish.
a fish.
And I didn't know that because, never mind that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I am not going to call you fish anymore. I am going to call you captain from now on because your name sounds weird. Is that okay?
That is acceptable.
If at some point I call you by your name, it will be because you have earned a little bit of my respect. How about that? Because you've done nice things to people.
Sorry.
Pakandra, there are infinite wonders up here, and there are some things you can rely on, and you are certainly one of the wonders that you can rely on.
Is that a nice thing you just said to me?
I leave that to your wisdom.
That's going to take a while. It's not my strongest point, I don't think, not yet. Being young and all that,
Well, consider it my gift to you, a free activity in your quieter moments.
I'll think about it, Captain.
At this,
There we go.
Jodoki reaches back and pats your leg, Pakandra, and says, "I think this is one of those times. Maybe quit when you're ahead and sleep on it."
I think I am with you, Sudoku. Thank you. That's very. How are you, by the way?
I'm okay. Just looking for a place to stop. It's got rather late all of a sudden. We left a bit later than we intended.
How long have we been riding?
Several hours. You've had a good run.
Have I been slept all this time?
You have.
Wow.
I'd say take first watch, but with the stuff you've been talking about while you've been out of it, I'm not quite sure that's a good thing.
I tell you what, I can lead the fire with my superpowers.
Yeah. Let's pull it over that clearing over there, and we'll get camp set up.
Okay.
You take care of the
Like
fire
that.
and maybe have a nice snooze once it's going.
Another one?
Yeah, I think you need to sleep on it a little bit more.
Okay, I can do that.
Dismount!
Yeah, Jodoki takes the wagon off the trail. You all certainly. No, well, actually, with the rotation in the crew, I don't think any of you with Jodoki have you. On the trail, I guess Gravlith and Mahalas have got used to setting up encampment a couple of times with Jodoki, and it's quite a smooth process.
And we have tents now.
And you have tents now, yes. At least keep the blood sap from dripping on your heads throughout the night. Although you'll probably need to wash the tent in the morning. Jodoki gets a nice meal on, tells you a couple of stories across the fire again. Amalia, you catch up quite quickly to see them setting up camp. It's obviously up to yourself whether you'd like to ride in and join them or.
Yeah, I show up.
Second campfire about 30 foot away,
Yeah.
just...
Yeah, drifting out of the gloom. The shadows let you free.
Yeah, I show up. I do an equal part to assist in setting up camp.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, so, I mean, you get a little watch system going as well, and the night actually... Oh, we lost somebody. Don't adjust... I said this earlier, actually. Don't adjust your sets, viewers.
Richie is back! It's a Red Scar stream!
Yeah. So, we're using Zoom as our video platform at the moment. It looks like we've lost Liz temporarily, which is why the pictures have gone skeweth. Hopefully Liz will be back in shortly and it will readjust your TV set for you. But yeah, in the meantime, like I say, the night actually passes quite peacefully. Pakandra, you're a little bit you're a little bit kind of thick-headed in the morning, but you're fully in control of your senses again. Sakura, sadly, is no longer there.
Oh.
And you break camp quite. Sorry, was someone about to say something?
Just that Mahalas has a spring in their step and is muttering what is a sea shanty, but seems to revolve around we stormed the village, we're a mindless horde, and spending the day ashore.
Okay. Yeah, a nice, heartwarming sea shanty then.
It would be, but Triton jaw structures are not particularly kind on above ground ears, I imagine.
I'm taking morning ritual, as always.
Yeah. And it's a similar sort of affair for the next few days, really. Your first few days into the Hornswell Forest pass quite slowly. There's a rather oppressive heat under here. There's the sickly smell when you pass trees that are dripping this, and they literally do run in rivulets of a sap that looks like blood. You see the odd vicious-looking tainted animal, so scraggly squirrels with oversized fangs and sharp claws, and you see the odd pair of red eyes glaring at you from amongst the bushes. But occasionally you pass through rather serene patches of the Hornswell as well, which are an odd break from the sickly corruption that all too often taints the fauna around you, the flora around you as well. And after a good few days' travel heading south, you break through into one of the more normal patches or clusters that I've mentioned, and Drodoki kind of gives a bit of a happy sigh. My new home at last. And ahead of you, you can see a cluster of trees. There's one kind of great tree in the centre of this cluster, which towers above the rest, and then around that, in a kind of a halo, you see 6 other trees. It's a good few hundred feet away, but as you're approaching, you can see rope. It's almost like you imagine a traditional wood elven village. In other fantasy settings, but he's like, yeah, this is free home, the home of the woodwolves. My new home at last.
What, like Dragonlance?
Sorry?
You said other settings, and I said like Dragonlance.
They would have been the Kaganesti, wouldn't they? The Wild Elves. Well, this would have been like Solace, I guess. The Great Valenwoods. Yeah. I say that because
so quite triumphantly, then we make our way into the village.
Yeah. And that, I think, we're due to stop at 10. Obviously, we've lost Liz, and it's messed with the video. So we'll end the stream slightly early there. But I do get to say, you've brought Drodoki home. You've completed that quest, so it's time to level up.
Yes.
I'll call that a major milestone. And yeah, time to level up, ready for the next session. Hopefully we'll get Liz back on after the stream to give the news. Look forward to next week, viewers. We'll be back with a full session next week. So as I mentioned at the start of this stream tonight, we're back from 2 PM EDT or 7 PM GMT until 5 PM EDT.
3 hours.
5 PM
3 hours later.
5 PM EDT and 10 PM GMT.
Or until Twitchy kicks us off, whichever comes last. Be sure to check out Onyx Path Con. It is completely online. You can find details on the Onyx Path website.
Yep.
That's the announcement I've got.
I was just going to add that the much of the information we're using tonight for species and origins and information on Gelspad is from the Yugman's Guide, the collected edition, which is currently on sale. Onyx Path have on sale over on DriveThruRPG. It's an excellent addition to any 5e collection, and certainly has plenty of Scarred Lands related spells, races, backgrounds, subclasses. There's an entire whole new plethora of information in there. If you've enjoyed tonight with Red Scar Gaming and Friends, or Red Scar Publishing and Friends, make sure to check us out at Red Scar Gaming on Twitter. I'll just hand over to the rest of the crew to say goodbye.
Well, bye. I'll feel okay next week, I promise.
Bye, and don't do drugs, kids.
No.
No, do not endorse that, but
No.
we'll see you next week.